right over here is a spray field. So this is where they have to release the waste.
For years, Elsie Herring says a walk on her North Carolina property is a pleasure she's not been able to enjoy because 20 years ago, a strange mist began to drift onto her home.
So they're spraying waste into the air?
Into the air.
What is this waste?
It's got animal waste, and there's feces, and then there's urine, and then there's a lot of chemicals, antibiotics, growth hormones. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in there, a lot of stuff that I can't even pronounce.
This is where it's coming from, the hog farm located next to her home. From the air, massive pools of raw waste from a network of hog farms housing more than 9 million pigs are clearly visible. To contain the stench, the open-air cesspools are periodically emptied by spraying the waste onto the fields for fertilizer.
This waste isn't just staying on this facility.
The problem is the animal waste seldom stays where it's directed. It drifts from wind or seeps into the ground, according to this environmentalist, leaching E. coli, nitrogen, phosphorus, and ammonia into the groundwater.
Everybody owns this water, and nobody has the right or the privilege to pollute that water to the point where it is not usable by the public.
For decades, residents have asked their state government to regulate the antiquated spray systems. But as a major employer in one of the state's poorest communities, the industry says better disposal would cost millions and possibly jobs. So residents are suing the farm's owners, Murphy Brown, a subsidiary of the Chinese-owned company Smithfield Foods, one of the world's largest pork producers. They've also filed a civil rights complaint arguing the waste disposal disproportionately harms low-income residents and communities of color.
The African American, Hispanic, low-income communities are being, no pun intended, they're being dumped on because there has not been the political or financial clout to fight back.
Still, residents like Herring aren't giving up, even though the court cases could take years to resolve.
It's a human right to have clean air and clean water. Those are two things that sustain life. We're being denied these things.
As the world's demand for inexpensive pork products continues to rise at the expense of some of North Carolina's poorest people. Kimberly Halkett, Al Jazeera, Wallace, North Carolina.